Sì, ti dirò la verità. Sì, io sarò come tu vuoi. Il tuo amore.
Roma! Die, Roma!
Aridae!
We're coming out, watching the game. Just finished watching the Roma Siska. Wow, that was not what I was expecting. Pete, did you see 5-1 coming?
I predicted 4-1. Tanta roba, I'd say. This team finally is playing with some with palle, with some balls. They
Pellegrini, Cristante, they are looking like class players now. It's not just 5 games, we're at 6 games now of quality play, right?
And talking about Pellegrini, Tiago Pinto made us worry a little bit with his pregame comments that the negotiations for Pellegrini's contract renewal were complex. But then after the game, Mourinho told us that Pellegrini told him that he was going to sign in the next couple days. So,
excellent news. I mean,
fingers crossed.
I think he's excited to play. I saw something after the game where he just said, or he was just praising Mourinho, and he said there's something special going on in Trigoria, and that he is so happy to be part of it. And I believe that, you know, that's what it takes. It takes this chemistry, the manager, coach, the owner, to create this atmosphere of winning. And I mean, we're 6 games.
6 for 6, and each one looks better than the one before it. But talking about Pellegrini, because he deserves we spend some time on him, we have a tradition with Di Bartolomei, Giuseppe Giannini, Il Capitano, and then De Rossi, that we want, all the Romanisti want, whether they admit it or not, their captain to be Roman and Romanista. And that is what Pellegrini is. Remember, he's only 25 years old.
Yeah. But you said something last week that Mourinho told him that he's not Totti, he's not DDR. And he is creating himself now. You can see it. Like, I think everybody really was comparing himself. I mean,
I think he was probably comparing himself too.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk a little bit about the Roma Sassuolo game now. Because in that Roma Sassuolo game, I mean, he showed his skill with that through ball, right? That set play. I mean, a lot of people will go, you know, bend it like Beckham, whatever, but that is skill play.
It was a skill play, you know, it was something obviously they worked on in practice, but to execute it, it's a different story.
Yeah.
And, you know, the ball was right where it needed to be, the right velocity, and kudos to Cristante that put it home.
Yeah, no, those 2 guys, like I said before, they are playing on another level right now. Talking about Roma versus Sassuolo, do you think that Mourinho made the right call playing the players on short rest?
I don't mean to be blasphemous. He made the wrong call. Vigna and Mkhitaryan were both, they had heavy legs, understandably so.
Both of them played over 150 minutes in 3 games previous to that, like in 1 week time.
And Mickey's 32 years old.
Yeah.
We know Mourinho likes to go with his core players. He's not going to use the bench unless there's a quality there. He's still plasmando. He's still building the team right now. So he wants to go with his starters. It was a risk. Luckily, in the end, we didn't pay for it. But if Scamacca's goal was good, if El Shaarawy's didn't go in, we'd be discussing a much different game.
One thing I did like that I saw strategy-wise from Mourinho that I thought was great was that everyone talks about Mourinho being the guy that kind of parks the bus, right? But in the game, he went from the 4-2-3-1 to the 4-3-1-2, which tells me he wants to go for it. Like, we could have lost that game easily.
And that's what he said in the post-game comments, that it wasn't a game we were dominating, but I still wanted to win. We still wanted to win. He puts in El Shaarawy and Shomurodov, and those were the 2 players that get the win for us. So I like this new Mourinho. It's the same Mourinho, but I guess a more swagger. He's even more ambitious,
Yeah.
I think, than he was before. He wants to play his chances here, and so far, no complaints. He's been perfect.
I love Mourinho. Oh wait, there he goes. He's running right across the screen right now. Oh my God, run Mourinho, run all season, run us all the way to that Campeonato. Let's do it. Player ratings. Let's pick.
Who was your player of the game, G?
I'm gonna go Patricio. 14 shots, 6 saves. Held that defense down.
And not only the
Control.
number of saves, the quality of the saves.
Yeah.
There were at least 2, maybe 3 that you're already shaking your head. We're down 2-1, and he came up huge.
I mean, I actually think that front line of Sassuolo is dangerous. I mean, we really saw how dangerous they were. And I think that they will be a top 7, top 8 team at the end of the season. They look great.
Up front, they look terrific. There's a lot of young talent. I wouldn't mind seeing Raspadori in a Roma jersey. You know, maybe one day Scamacca comes back. I was really, really impressed with the 30 minutes he put in.
You know, how about our super sub, El Shaarawy?
Mm-hmm.
Farah.
Yeah, he's I think if you count the 90 minutes from today, 3 goals in 140 minutes. He's our super sub. I think he can be more than that. I think
He's a player that people, I feel like, don't think about. He gets lost in the shuffle, and even for the Italian national team, people are always, people talk to Iola Pellegrini. I actually always say, "Where's El Shaarawy?" Because he can pull a shot out of nowhere like no one else can, and it's crazy.
his tiragir is better than Insigne's.
That ball bounced off of who was it? Strumarov, just landed at his feet. He's like, all right, take a shot here.
He hit it first time without even looking at the goal. If you watch on replay, he hits it the contrabbauso without looking at the goal, and it's
No. He's a skilled player.
impossible to stop.
Impossible to stop. He's fast. Now, this is the question. Would you rather see him on the wing instead of Mkhitaryan or super sub 60th, 70th minute?
Right now, we're going with what Mourinho's doing because he's making the difference in the game.
Right.
But like we said, Mickey's 32 years old. As the season wears on, he's not going to be in top form.
Yeah.
That's when we reverse it. Put Elsha in from the start, then Mickey comes on for those last 20 minutes.
He had cement shoes on halfway through that game. It was tired just watching him. All right, let's talk briefly about Verona versus Roma. So most of you know that Verona lost Giuseppe De Francesco. He was sacked. They have a new manager, Igor Tudor. I think most Roma supporters probably saw this coming.
I think we said it on match day 1 when we saw Difra was with Verona, if he'd be still around when he plays us on week 3 or week 4? Week 4.
Go ahead.
And in fact, he lasted 3 games. I feel bad for him. He's a Romanista. He got caught up in the nonsense that was Monchi and Pallotta. And unfortunately, his career is in a spiral.
Oh, yeah.
I hope he takes himself a couple years off, maybe starts with a project that he believes in and where they believe in him. Because I think at the end of the day, he is a good manager. He just needs a break.
So, interesting fact. Roma has not officially lost to Verona since the 96-97 campaign. I mean, they officially lost.
Tavolino, but that's another pasticcio from the great Fonzi, our now ex-coach.
So last year there was a 1-1 tie. The guy wasn't registered, Al Tavolo, and that was the first official loss. But really, we have not lost. Roma has not lost to Verona since 96-97. And I can't see how they can lose.
Look, Tudor is anti-Romanista. We may remind him from the Quattro in a Casa di Totti back in 2004. He is going to, park the bus in front of goal. We look at Verona's lineup. There is very, very little talent.
We have Giovanni Simone from Cagliari. He's not a super threat. Okay tally of 18 goals and 72 appearances. I mean, that's...
You know what they say about Roma?
Yeah.
Resuscitami i morti. We bring the dead back to life. So if Simeone scores, it'll be against us. But I think we have the quality, we have the enthusiasm. And I don't think it's going to be an easy game because we just played today, but we win.
A new coach for Verona brings up the new hope.
That's the other issue.
So Health Verona will put up a fight.
Hey,
but
absolutely.
Roma's going to win. Right?
Speriamo.
Yeah.
Speriamo.
I think we could be looking at a score that was like today. It could be 5-1.
It could be 5-1 or it could be 2-1 like against Sassuolo because again, siamo tutti gassati. Our enthusiasm is to the max. The defense, we have issues on defense. Yes. Without Veretout and Cristante, we have issues in the midfield. La coperta is corta. The sheet is short. So we're all super gassati. But we also have to be consapevole. How do you say consapevole? We have to be aware that we're not we're not running away with this Scudetto. We need to.
I actually was surprised that Pellegrini played today.
I was not because he's our psychologist.
Yeah, is that because now he's going to play?
He wants.
So he is not taking a break in 3-4 weeks.
He's 25 years old.
Yeah.
Mourinho, being the perfect psychologist, not only he's a captain, not only does he start, but he's going to be our trascinatore, the guy, he's going to be our Totti, in the way that the team is always going to look to him. He'll only rest when absolutely necessary or when the game means nothing.
Another interesting fact, Pellegrini is the first player to score in Champions League, Europa, and Conference League.
Facts only, Gigio knows. What is important is he scores. I don't care where he scores, so long as he scores. He's playing the best football of his career.
All right, so we want to do a little something here for our listeners here. We want to ask you a question. Who was the player that made you fall in love with Rome? Please send us in your messages. And we will pick from random one of the messages that we get, and we'll send out one of our Roma Club T-shirts that we have. This one,
nice stuff.
We have many Roma Club T-shirts. So just send us a message. Pete,
who about you? Oh, you first, Gigio.
I mean, I'm not original in saying Totti, but he's my generation. I went to school in Rome in 97, and that's when Totti just came up. That's like when a couple of years he started. When did he start? 94, 95?
His first he debuted in 93 in March, so he was a starter by 97.
So that's like he was just becoming a star, and you could see his star rising. And I went to so many games that year, and it was just. I mean, going to Stadio Olimpico, going to see Totti play, and it was just love at first sight. I mean, my family's from Rome. I was always a Roma fan, but he's the one that really turned on the love.
Even though Gigio is considerably older than me, my family lived in Rome in the first half of the 1980s, and there was a man on the right wing, Di Bruno ce n'è uno e viene da Nettuno, Bruno Conti. He won our second Scudetto. He won a World Cup for us. He is the reason that I'm Roma fan, that I'm a football fan. He is the one that made me fall in love with Roma and this sport.
Yeah, well, don't forget Totti won World Cup too.
That's true. you never forget your first love.
All right, that does it. That about does it for us here at Roma Club. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm Gigio, this is Pete. Forza Roma.
Dai ragazzi, forza Roma!